Wynn Varble is just one of those people that was destined for a career in country music. At the age of 15, Wynn picked up a guitar and taught himself to play, and he has been creating wonderful melodies ever since. Wynn had his first #1 song, Have You Forgotten, with Daryl Worley in 2003, and the song has been nominated for Song of the Year by the CMA Awards. Wynn's songs have also been cut by a wide range of great artists, including Garth Brooks, Montgomery Gentry, Trace Atkins, Tracy Byrd, and many more. When you see Wynn perform, you'll know right away that he truly is country right to his core. It is our pleasure to give you Wynn Varble.
Hey, I'm Wynn Varble. This is a slow song me and a couple buddies of mine wrote. And Willie Nelson recorded it, and I got to sing on his record with him. And it's just one line, but I'm calling it a duet. I've been up the Chisholm Trail. I've been through Death Valley hot as hell. I've rode across the dusty plains. There's cowboy running through my veins. But I ain't going down on Brokeback Mountain. No, I ain't going down on Brokeback Mountain. That shit ain't right. That shit ain't right. I've watched the herd from dusk till dawn, but I did it with my britches on. You can have a chew, you can bum a smoke, but don't go reaching for my rope, 'cause I ain't going down on Brokeback Mountain. And no, I ain't going down on Brokeback Mountain. That shit ain't right. That shit ain't right. I'm gonna pick. Whoa, that last note sounded a mite queer, didn't it? What you do's your business, hoss. You can buy me a beer, but then buck off, 'cause I ain't going down on Brokeback Mountain. No, I ain't going down on Brokeback Mountain. That shit ain't right. 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 Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. That's all I got.
As a musician, you understand that your gear needs the very best protection available. You depend on that gear to be in top working condition when you perform. So why not protect it with the very best custom road cases available? Road Hog cases are made from the best ABS laminate, casters, and hardware on the market. They custom build each case to your specs for a perfect fit. Don't trust some assembly line case to protect your gear. If you want to know your gear is safe, there's only one answer: Road Hog cases. Built by musicians for musicians.
Me and Daryl Worley we were talking about writing a patriotic song for a long time. And we got together and started talking about the protesters in Afghanistan, about the war in Afghanistan. Just got kind of pissed off and wrote this song. And he called me and said, "I'm gonna play it at the Opry Friday night." And I said, "All right, well, that's cool, you know." I mean, we didn't know. We just thought, you know, it's how we felt. We didn't know if anybody else felt that way. And so he played it, and they went crazy down there about it. And by Monday morning, it had got out to L.A. I guess Stroud was out in L.A. and his producer, and they said, "Man, we got to go cut this song." So in about a week, they went in and cut it. and they put it out. And like 5 weeks later, it was at #1. It stayed there for 7 weeks, and me and Daryl was like, "What the hell just happened there?" You know, I mean, we had no idea that it would strike such a chord. But the silent majority kind of rose up to it. It was pretty controversial in places, but we thought it made perfect sense. I hear people say we don't need this war, but I say there's something worth fighting for. What about our freedom and this piece of ground we didn't get to keep by backing down? And they say we don't realize the mess we're getting in. Before you start your preaching, let me ask you this, my friend. Have you forgotten how it felt that day to see your homeland under fire and her people blown away? Have you forgotten when those towers fell? We had neighbors still inside, going through a living hell. And you say we shouldn't worry about Bin Laden. Have you forgotten? They took all the footage off of my TV. They say it's too disturbing for you and me. It'll just breed anger, is what the experts say. If it was up to me, I'd show it every day. Some say this country's just out looking for a fight. Well, after 9/11, man, I'd have to say that's right. Have you forgotten how it felt that day to see your homeland under fire and her people blown away? Have you forgotten when those towers fell? We had neighbors still inside, going through a living hell. And we vowed to get the ones behind Bin Laden. Have you forgotten? I've been there with the soldiers who have gone away to war, and you can bet that they remember just what they're fighting for. Have you forgotten all the people killed? Yes, some went down like heroes in that Pennsylvania field. Have you forgotten about our Pentagon, all the loved ones that we lost, and those left to carry on? Don't you tell me not to worry about Bin Laden. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Columbia down there is about 20 miles from where I live. And it's the mule capital of the world, they say. And I've been fortunate enough to play at the Mule Queen pageant for 3 years running down there. And this is a big song down there at Mule Day. I'll do you a little bit of it. I wrote this when I was just a kid, and it's dumber than hell, but he wanted me to play it, so. Well, it's good to see you, darling. It's been a good long while. It's a shame we didn't make it, but I guess I'm not your style. You tell me I'm so stubborn they could hitch me to a plow, but I'd rather be a stubborn mule than that jackass you got now. He always brings you flowers, he always comes right home, He cooks your supper every night and never leaves you all alone. Well, you don't need a man, you need someone to stoop and bow. And I'd rather be a stubborn mule than that jackass you got now. That's enough of that.
We'll be right back with more from Wynn Varble right after these messages.
Sound Kitchen Studios is the Southeast's most prestigious recording and production facility. All of the studios in this 19,000 square foot facility are internationally recognized for their great sound. So it's no surprise that the biggest names in the entertainment industry use the Sound Kitchen. Artists spanning all music genres have recorded at the Sound Kitchen. Elton John, Vince Gill, B.B. Winans, Bruce Springsteen, Safety Suit, Saliva, Alice in Chains, Dolly Parton, Hank Williams Jr., Michael W. Smith, Trace Atkins, Jewel, as well as thousands of indie artists. No matter your location, the Sound Kitchen is the perfect site for song demos, complete album projects, artist showcases, television tapings, and video productions. If you can't travel to the kitchen, ask about our Skype sessions. Work with Nashville's A-Session players from the comfort of your home. This amazing studio complex offers an unparalleled VIP setting. And if you want to throw a private or corporate party, the kitchen has you covered with personal chefs and 2 full-service kitchens, private lounges, and conference areas. Remember, whether you are signed to a label or just beginning your journey as an artist, it's all about your music and your legacy. So get on over to the Sound Kitchen and eat music.
Are you a music artist or songwriter that just can't get a break? Then MusicArtistForYou.com is your answer. MusicArtistForYou.com is a totally new way to promote you and your band. With our streaming radio stations, online television shows, and major sponsor promotions, MusicArtistForYou.com is your solution to a successful music career. Anyone can sell their music on iTunes or other music services, but how is anyone going to know you're there? So log on to www.musicartistforyou.com to experience music like you've never experienced it before.
Well, my wife, when we were dating, it was one Valentine's Day. I was heading home, and I got almost home there and didn't have nothing for Valentine's Day, and it just hit me. So I thought, well, this little old grocery store down there will have something down there close to the house, and I stopped off there, and they was all sold out of everything. So I thought, well, what am I going to do now? Well, I had to get creative, so I went and back there, and I got 7 little 2-pound sacks of flour, and I carried them home, and I told her, go on out of the room there, I got to fix your Valentine's present. And she left, and she come back, and I kind of stacked them up there in a pyramid there, and she come in, and she said, what in the world? I said, it's a flower arrangement. What's wrong with you? Don't you recognize a flower arrangement? Anyway, she's we got married, and she was the inspiration for a good bit of this song here. Sitting on a bench at West Town Mall, when he sat down in his overalls and asked me, waiting on a woman? I nodded yes, said, how about you? He said, son, since 1952 have been waiting on a woman. When I picked her up for our first date, I told her I'd be there at 8. She came down the stairs about 8:30. She said, I'm sorry that I took so long. Didn't like a thing that I tried on. But let me tell you, son, she sure looked pretty. She'll take her time, but I don't mind waiting on a woman. He said the wedding took a year to plan. You talk about an anxious man. I was nervous, waiting on a woman. Then he nudged my arm like old men do and said, but I'll say this about the honeymoon, it was worth it, waiting on a woman. And I don't guess we've gone anywhere. She hasn't made us late, I swear. Sometimes she does it just 'cause she can do it. He said, boy, it's just a fact of life. It'll be the same with your young wife. You might as well go on and get used to it. She'll take her time, but you don't mind waiting on a woman. He said, I read somewhere statistics show the man's always the first to go. And that makes sense 'cause I know she won't be ready. So when it finally comes my time and I get to the other side, I'll just find myself a bench if they've got any. And I hope she takes her time, I don't mind waiting on a woman. Honey, take your time, 'cause I don't mind waiting on a woman. I wrote most of this song in the deer stand. Kind of a slow morning, and I carried it in. My buddy Don Portress and played it for me. He said, man, I'd love to help you finish that. He said, I hadn't written anything fun all year, so we got together and we wrote this thing. It's probably the stupidest song you ever heard, but it's called Bird Dog Bra. Met her down at Diamond Jim's, and I noticed soon as she walked in, her bust was busting right out of her top. This friend of mine caught me looking. He said, if I were you, I wouldn't. A man could get an eye put out if that thing was to pop. 'Cause that's a bird dog bra. I knew it when I met her. Bird dog bra. Had to pull herself together. What's a bird dog bra? Well, it's really kind of clever. You see, a bird dog bra makes pointers out of setters. I said, man, you just joshing me. They look as firm can be. He said, that's just what they want you to think. It's the oldest trick in the female book. They strap 'em in and push 'em up, then sashay through some dim-lit bar where fellas go to drink. Yeah, that's a bird dog bra. I knew it when I met her. Bird dog bra. Had to pull herself together. What's a bird dog bra? Well, it's really kind of clever. You see, a bird dog bra makes pointers out of setters. I bought her a glass of wine or two. Must have put her in the mood, 'cause soon she took me right back to her place. And now I'm not one to kiss and tell, but when that undergarment fell, I'm sure that she could see the disappointment on my face. It was a bird dog bra, should've known it when I met her. Bird dog bra, had to pull myself together. What's a bird dog bra? Well, it's really kinda clever. You see, a bird dog bra makes pointers out of setters. Yeah, bird dog bra makes pointers out of setters. Sorry, y'all had to go through that. I met Justin McBride, who's a two-time world champion bull rider. He wasn't at the time when I met him. He was just, I think he was a rookie, or it was right after his rookie year. About 8 or 10 years ago at a Mossy Oak golf tournament down in Mississippi. And me and him playing golf, that's a sight now. But we just kind of hit it off, became good buddies, and J.W. Hart was down there, and Tater Porter and a bunch of them boys, and I think Blake Shelton was down there with us, and anyway, we just hit it off. We started going to some PBR things, and Justin ended up making a record here in Nashville. We sat around, picked around campfires and hotel rooms and stuff so much, we just decided we'd make him a record. And I've been out on do a lot of them PBR after parties and stuff, and it's just a blast. They're a great organization. And anyway, I guess I can do this song here. JW called me from his ranch out in Oklahoma one day, and he said, "What are you doing, Wynn?" I said, "Well, I'm just heading home. What are you doing?" He said, "Well, me and Joe's out here drinking beer and filling up all the water troughs." And I said, "Well, that sounds good." He said, "Well, we got our own trickle." I said, "You got our own trickle?" He said, "Yeah, you can drink more beer that way." And I said, "Damn, JW, that sounds like a song." He said, "Well, don't screw it up." So I wrote this thing off of JW's idea here. If I remember it here, it's called "Drink More Beer This Way." The other evening, me and Joe were drinking beer, filling all the water troughs, when this stranger in a suit and tie pulled up. I could tell that he was lost. He said, "Boys, I need directions. I'm 40 minutes late." And old Joe commenced to tell him how to find the interstate. Well, he started walking back to his Mercedes, and he turned around. He said, "I know it really ain't none of my business," and pointed at the water spout. "But your water's barely flowing. Why don't you turn it up a bit?" Me and Joe smiled at each other, and we took a sip and said, "This old world can go to spinning way too fast. So why not slow it down if you get a chance?" We turned it back to a trickle about this time every day, and problems seemed to solve themselves sitting on this old tailgate. And we worry less, and we lose our stress. And you know what else? You can drink more beer this way. I said, "That city, it'll still be there tomorrow. Why don't you sit a spell?" And I handed him a cold one from the cooler. He said, "What the hell?" We shot the bull for at least an hour, then his cell phone went off. I knew he'd had one too many when he told his boss, "This old world can go to spinning way too fast. So why not slow it down if you get a chance?" Well, we turned it back to a trickle about this time every day, and problems seem to solve themselves sitting on this old tailgate. And we worry less, and we lose our stress. And you know what else? You can drink more beer this way. Yeah, we worry less, and we lose our stress. And you know what else? That old boy lost his job that day. See, it don't work for everybody, you know. I mean, especially corporate type fellers. I mean, hell, they got a schedule to keep. J.W. Hart.
We'll be right back with more from Wynn Varble right after these messages.
Event Audio provides you with top-of-the-line audio system rentals, technical expertise, and professional service in Nashville, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas. When you need a complete and professional sound service for any occasion, look no further than Event Audio. They've been in business since 1966, providing the highest quality service and using the best gear and most professional engineers and technicians available. No matter how big or small your event, if there's audio involved, they have you covered. There's no reason to look anywhere else because their name says it all. Event Audio.
Hey, we are here with the wonderfully talented Wynn Varble. How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. I like your hat.
Well, thank you.
So, Wynn, what's going on? What are you up to these days? And tell us about what you got going.
I'm just writing songs and performing quite a bit. Just did a live CD the other night in Huntington, Tennessee with Joey and Rory. And they're good friends of mine, and had a great crowd, and I think it come off real good. So
that's great. When's that going to come out?
I don't know. They'll edit it and get it all, put together. Probably won't be long, I wouldn't think. So.
Well, that's good. Was it like a whole set or just?
Yeah, it was a whole set.
A full band or acoustic?
Yeah, it was pretty acoustic, but it was a band. My drummer got one of them boxes you sit on,
yeah.
And it sounds really good, so I like it better than them old loud drums.
Yeah, sometimes the more broken down thing, it really lets the song come through
it does,
even better.
It does for me.
So when that's out, where can people go to find out about that? Do you have a website or MySpace?
I have WynnVarble.com. I think it might be down right now. But I don't know what happened. Somebody told me it was down, so I got to check into that. But it's usually up.
Okay, so they can check out there. Well, what other shows do you have coming up? Anything exciting?
Well, I'm doing a thing this afternoon at CRS with Easton Corbin and Tom T. Hall, and I'm really excited. Tom T's one of my favorite all-time guys, and Easton has just recorded a song that I wrote with a couple of buddies of mine called A Little More Country Than That, and it's top 10, and
wow,
we're proud of that. So, and then tonight we're doing I do a show called Toe Roaster that is with a couple of buddies of mine. It's kind of a cowboy play where we sit around the campfire and solve the world's problems. About how to achieve world peace and how to make a woman happy. And why everybody's up at Walmart's all the time.
Oh, good. Well, where and when is that, and how?
That's at Columbia State tonight, but it's there's another website for Toe Roaster too. I think it's toeroaster.com, and you can usually find out. And then we're going to Cancun Saturday to do some cruise, I think. So. And we're, I don't know after that. I'll have to look.
You've got a lot going on, so you better get your website up and running so people can go and find out.
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible.
It's all right. You got to get someone to do that for you because you're big time.
I'm not big time, but I'm technically challenged. I'm laptop intolerant.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, you've been working with some artists or one particular artist, I think?
Well, I work with a few artists, writing-wise and stuff, and I was telling Anthony that I'm working with, been working with Justin McBride for a few years. He's a world champion bull rider, and he's a good buddy of mine, and we just decided to put him together a bunch of cowboy songs and see how it come off, and his record is on his website, which I think is JustinMcBride.com or something like that. But it's a great record. I did it with Phil O'Donnell. We both produced it, and just had a big time. I think we're fixing to do another one on him too.
Oh wow! Did you guys trade off? Did you get to go ride some bulls at all, or?
No, I don't care nothing about riding bulls. I got on one when I was about 17, and I'm too tall for that.
Okay.
I'm not. I knew right then that wasn't going to be the way I made my living,
Yeah. So anything else exciting going on? What about the writing? Are you...
You're still riding up a storm, you know.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You just got to keep
plugging
popping them
along.
out there and hoping somebody will pick one up every once in a while. So.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on all your success. I know everyone around town just has wonderful things to say about you. And,
well, thank you. I was Nashville Songwriter Association this year named me Songwriter of the Year.
Wow.
And that was just the biggest thrill I've ever had.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's easy to see why. So.
Well, thank you. But I think I was just the closest one to the stage. Well, let's get him. You know.
I think they've got good reason for it. But, well, congratulations and good luck with everything coming up.
Well,
it sounds like
you.
you've got a lot going, and I'm sure we'll hear great things to come from you.
Well, thank you. Good to see you.
You too.
All right.
Custom drums means working with the customer, giving them the drums they truly desire. Medicine Man Custom Drums is a custom drum manufacturer specializing in the manufacture of custom drums and refinishing existing drums. President and CEO Dana Cheney has been a longtime drummer for many years. Creating drums with specialty finishes and color-coordinated hardware is their specialty.
Hey music lovers of all ages, are you tired of the same old cookie cutter music that comes out of the same mold where every song sounds the same? Now is your chance to experience great music from established artists and up-and-coming acts that until now no one was ever going to hear of, thanks to MusicArtistForYou.com. MusicArtistForYou.com is a totally new media and a new way to experience music, including our very own online radio stations and TV shows with artists and songwriters from all genres of music. So log on to www.musicartistforyou.com to experience music like you've never experienced it before.